All right, so with the colorization, generally, traditionally, when you would print a photograph, you would use watercolor or some other sort of wet media that's transparent that would kind of, blend into the paper fabric. We're not worried about that on this because this is a matte finish, so it's got a little bit of a shine to it. It's not going to absorb any water. What you want to do is first just look at the values in your skin, look at the values in the shirt, the background, whatever, and think about the tones of skin. Light areas, middle values, and darks. I started setting this up using certain colored pencils. The browns obviously are going to do some of the darker areas. There's a beige colored pencil. There are peach and light peach, dark brown. There's a set of cream colored pencils, goldenrod, which is a nice warm brownish yellow, and a light peach. So these are going to kind of be used in various ways, overlapping individually. I started this one here, and it looks kind of awkward right now because of the lighting. But if you look at it without the direct shine, all right, you can kind of see that it does start to kind of tint the skin tone in a way that it needs to be, make it look more natural. I can still see the texture of the skin underneath. So in working with the colored pencils, I always like working into light areas first. So, in this area around the nose, over this area here, this area on top, if I use the colored pencils with the sharp edge and get as much of that sharp edge down onto the surface of the paper, right along there on the lip, and then, just kind of putting in an area of light tone, because the light source is coming from this side over here. I can put in some of that light tone there and then start working in some of the medium values. The beige color is a good medium value, and it overlaps, warms up a little bit of that cream, or the cream color, and starts to tint the skin. Now if I want to warm it up even further, I can come in with the peach. And again, this is all in the light area. So I can just kind of warm up the peach, and that's kind of a middle value color. See, I'm trying to get as much of it down onto the surface of the paper. Now, over on this side where I have those darker areas, I've got a sienna brown, I got a burnt ochre, and I got a dark brown. I've got some very distinct shadows over in this area. So it's okay if I come in and I use very, very lightly, trying to get some smoothness. All right, I don't want it to be too scribbly, so I'm just using some of that dark brown, and as much of the color portion of the colored pencil I'm trying to get down onto the surface. I'm not pressing too hard, just doing small circles, a little bit of a shadow over here. So I just kind of went around the dark area. Now I can come in with this sienna brown, and that's going to have a little bit of a red in it. So it kind of warms it up a little bit, but it's still in the shaded area of the face. And now I think I need a medium color, which I'll go into the medium with the regular peach color here. And I'm overlapping the last color that I did to kind of soften it. And then I got to get a little bit lighter right in here. So I come in with some of the beige, and I just fill in those values. I can see I got some more of that down in here. I didn't do the hair yet. I've got a dark shadow below the cheek here, or below the jawline. All right, and it's starting to get kind of linear, and it looks kind of awkward right now because of what, like I said, the way the light's hitting it. But some trial and error is going to happen, and that's okay. I want you to have fun with it. I got a little bit of the peach there on the lip, and a little bit of a highlight on the lip, so I can kind of come in and brighten that up. So if I move it out of the glare, all right, I can take some of the colored pencil shavings off. You can see how it actually kind of looks like a colorized version of the skin. When I get to the hair, the shirt, those things I can kind of leave alone. I could always add a gray. I don't, the shirt was gray, so it's already gray. I don't have to add any tint to that. If I wanted to do anything, in the hair, I could use the colored pencils more texturally this way and kind of put some of the shadows in the hair in, some of the highlights, in the hair. Just kind of blend the colored pencils together. All right, kind of picking up some of the lightness in there. And then same thing on the hands, same thing on, the beard. Obviously there's a lot of gray, so that's going to stay white. But, I can kind of texturize it, keep the pencil nice and sharp, get in there and have a little fun with it. The other thing that I mentioned is using the gel pens. You can kind of see, I used a white gel pen and I did some embellishments on the glasses. The gel pens you could kind of use if you wanted to have a little fun with the areas around, even like I said, on top of the skin, the face, the glasses, the shirt, whatever. Have fun with it. If you're doing any of the other skin tones, any darker skin tone, where you don't really have the warmth of the peach, you have more shades of brown. If you want, you've got this space off to the side that you can try to see what colors, if I put this medium brown down over top of a gray, and I'm just going to do it on a scrap piece that I brought with me, okay? If I wanted to make this area of the darker skin tone, I'm just going to come right in with the medium and dark browns. And we always have some lightness and warmth in our skin. And since brown's a neutral, it doesn't really show any warmth or coolness, just dullness. It's okay if I come in with another brown and overlap that darker brown. And the sienna brown, like I said, has a little bit of a reddish hint to it. And then even the burnt ochre, which is like a medium brown, a light, but it's also got, the ochre has a little bit more of a reddish, yellowish brown hint to it. So I can use those three colors and a little bit of trial and error, even in an area of a shirt or, on off part of the hand if you want to, try stuff out. Just have fun with it. And then you still have the options of, every skin tone has highlights. So the beiges, stronger ones, maybe even a light peach. You can see how the light peach kind of overlaps and kind of picks up some brightness if there's a reflected area of the skin, like right here. See, nice and smooth in there, kind of picked up that highlight. And again, if I tilt it, all right, move some of the, all right, you can kind of see some of that tone starting to happen there. Just have fun with it. All right, I won't collect it right away. Just enjoy yourselves, have fun, and I will see you next time.